the most basic function of a primer is to protect and ensure a proper bond to the surface you will be applying paint to. There are several different types of primers you will come across in the refinish industry. Let's have a look at some of the most common ones. Primer surfacers. A primer surfacer refers to a primer that is used to provide some filling during a repair. It may be applied over body fillers or used to rebuild any area of paint where leveling is required. Primer surfacers need to be sanded before applying paint. They are generally urethane-based and sometimes can be applied directly to metal. Primer surfacers are often referred to as 2K, which refers to being two components as it requires a hardener to be added at the time of use. However, most other primers require hardeners too, which can create some confusion. Non-sanding primer or sealer. These two terms mean the same thing and are like a primer surfacer, but they do not need to be sanded and are applied at the time of painting. They are also sometimes referred to as a wet-on-wet primer or sealer, which is misleading as they do require some drying time. Non-sanding primers provide some filling and are most commonly used over new OEM parts or over repairs to provide better holdout. E-coat. This is a factory coating found on new panels. It is applied by dipping electrically charged parts into a paint vat. This primer is incredibly thin, which is why a non-sanding primer or primer surfacer is required over it. It does not provide a good enough foundation on its own to paint directly. Epoxy primer. Epoxy is an extremely durable primer that can be used in a variety of ways. It can be used under a urethane primer to provide additional corrosion protection, as a primer surfacer, or as a non-sanding primer. Epoxy primers usually take more time to dry than urethane primers, but they can be applied directly to metal, have good sanding characteristics, and provide superior holdout, which makes them a popular choice in restoration. Etch primer. Etch primer is an acidic-based coating designed specifically for bare metal. It contains no filling properties and is specifically designed to prepare bare metal to be coated with another primer or paint product. Plastic primer or adhesion promoter. You will come across this product by both names. The purpose of this primer is to prepare a plastic surface to be coated with another primer or paint product. You may encounter additional specialty primers such as UV-cured, water-based, or polyester primers, which can also be great solutions in certain situations. You generally want to avoid one-part aerosol primers that claim to provide filling characteristics, as they lack the required strength and can lead to compatibility issues with the paint being applied over top of them.